So I finally read a manga that I've literally had sitting around for months, the first three volumes that I literally bought, and that's Semelparous. Now, this manga is very interesting. It's a Yuri, and it's very spicy, but the story and the plot is actually really good, and I don't mean, the spicy plot, because trust me, there's a lot of spicy content here. If you want to see some fan service, it's a lot of certain scenes in here, trust me, they're in here, and especially, I'll say, in this volume right here, volume 3, it's kind of times 10. So basically what happens in this world is it's kind of, I guess you could say, it's not really a post-apocalyptic, mainly because stuff has happened in this world. So basically the world used to be normal, but at one point it basically split into two different worlds. So there's a parallel world. You have the regular world that we see our characters in, then there's another world where like it has like the same people. So basically in the regular world, you have these things that come in and break through this wall called kaiju, but they really don't look like, standard kaiju. They kind of look, I'll show you like a picture of what they look like, but they look kind of menacing and all of that. And you have these people called the bulwarks, which are different men, women, girls, boys, stuff like that fight them. And they have to stop them because if they break through into their world, it will basically destroy it and messing up. And basically, both of these parallel sides are beefing because like one of them are trying to win. That's why you have the one side that's the parallel world sending in all these kaiju and all that. And trust me, they're kind of crazy because there's three types of kaiju. You have like the big kaiju, you have the small one, which are very crazy, and then you have the humanoid kaiju, which basically look like a human, and like they're basically super strong. And whenever one of those shows up, that's when like the bulwarks, the majority of them have to like fight them, or they might get wiped out because how strong they are. And the one thing that separates these two worlds are like these two big thick ass walls, and you have like this middle area right here where the bulwarks fight the kaiju for the majority of the time. So that's a little bit of a backstory, but let's get into the main character. Now the main character is this one blonde girl that we see. Her name's like Rindo, whatever. We see her, she's the main character, and like as we see her, we see she's growing up, and like she has this best friend called Haruka. And like they're the top two people of their class, of the people that are trying to become bulwarks, and they're always one and two, and they're always beating people. There's like one time when she goes up against like this guy that's a veteran bulwark, and she like wipes the floor with him and beats him easily. But one of the things that really happens that really impacts the main character is when her group of class, they go to like the area where everybody fights the kaiju at, and it's supposed to be like a safe area. And what happens is a kaiju breaks in, like it breaks in from the wall, and it basically kills everybody in her class and even her friend Haruka, and that kind of scars her for life. It kind of does, and that basically turns her into like way harder than her. She's way more, I guess, she's not really edgy, but more just like she's not really making friends with people anymore and all this other type of things because she lost her best friend, and that was like her best friend. And now she just wants to use motivation to basically go after all the kaiju and kill them type of thing. Kind of like if you think of Attack on Titan, like when Aaron's mom disappears and he hates Titan. That's kind of how she is, and like she hates them at first and all this other things. So like she's gonna get through the exam and eventually become a professional bulwark and all that. And she's gonna run into this one girl that she knew when she was growing up that was always the top of her class. And her name is Yuko. She has glasses, and just know like she's a really good bulwark and all that. And she's one of the top ones that are in the, I guess you'd say, in the division of like professional and all that. She's gonna take a liking to her because she's the one that rescued her like when everybody in her class died, so that's why she takes a liking to her. And another thing, when it comes to the bulwark, they basically have to power up, and just know when it comes to the girl ones, they power up, just know of course they're gonna put their hands on the chest because they have to like power up through like hearts and all this other like things so they can synchronize like soul waves, whatever it is. But yeah, as these two like start to like battle people and all that, they're gonna learn more and more. But then there's one day that the main character, she takes out one of the kaiju, and when she takes him out, she happens to see a human inside of it. And then later on in that night, the news goes over, and you find out that some guy in their world basically passed away from some type of like heart disease or something like that. And that happens, and then from that moment, she's like talking to Yuko. She's like, "Yo, in that kaiju we killed, I literally saw him." And then she's like, "Oh, I guess you're smarter. You're smarter than most, because what we find out is like how I told you early on in the video. There's a parallel world." And just know when somebody breaks it, when them kaiju breaking through that wall and the kaiju are there, when there's a hole in that wall, that means that the person in both of these worlds, they basically can die. Because like the only way you're stopping people from not like staying alive is if there's a hole, if the hole is covered up and it's fine. But when the kaiju break through that hole and you kill one of them kaiju, you basically kill the person that's in their world too, because like there's no wall separating the two, because like they're ultra, their ultra ego or whatever. So you have that. Their alter ego, I should say, you have that, and that's why that affects them. And once she finds out, she's kind of like sad about that, because most people, when they find out, they kind of quit because they're like, "Yo, I don't want to do this." But then she's like, "Haruka, I have to do this for Haruka, because Haruka is like the one. If I feel like if I leave this now, it would be like Haruka's death was pointless for nothing," type of thing. But yeah, it's very interesting. It's a very interesting read. Like I said, there's a lot of spicy stuff. Like I said, it's gonna pick up with the spiciness, and I mean, sometimes it might be over the top. Like I said, Volume 3 is nuts. I mean, Volume 2 is nuts too. Like I said, there's stuff from, you know, pleasuring yourself that's in here to girls pleasuring each other. All types of stuff like that are in here. So if you're looking for something spicy, why not pick this up? Like I said, it's really good. The first 3 volumes were really interesting and good. It's just volume 3 got hella spicy, and I really like where the story's going because it's very unique and interesting. And you also, there's like these, I guess you could say, the people that come from the wall originally that kind of like made this, like corrupted the way the world is. I think they're called like Muse or something like that. I forgot exactly what they are, but we find out the main character is one of the last ones on their side of the world, because there are other people in the, like the, all the, I guess you say parallel universe, the parallel world. Like they also have like the original beings that can like go through the wall, because like there's these beings that can go up and down, go to the wall, whatever they want. They're the only ones that can like go through the wall. The wall can also like help them heal each other and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been very interesting. It's very worth the read. Like I said, there's some spiciness. I mean, there is some spiciness. I mean, it's kind of, like I said, it's like if you want to see the stuff like that, it's kind of wild. But just know, the way Volume 3 ended on a cliffhanger because something happens, it's kind of like, whoo. Like, I'm very interested. I'm probably going to have to read online what's happening in the manga. Even though I heard that the manga like has taken a leave or something like that. Last time I looked, he's taking some time off. He or she's taking some time off. Like, that's like the last thing I read or ever. But there's 3 volumes out, so if you want to read it, check it out. Like I said, it's a really interesting read. I really like the characters. The action's really good. Like I said, the fan service is there too, but I really like it because it's a very interesting world compared to a lot of other things. Yes, it's a Yuri, and I mean, most of the time, I mean, I enjoy Yuri. Yuri most of the time are really good, but it's an action Yuri, and that's what I really like. And low-key, I hope this gets an anime because it would look so crazy, because some of the visuals that are in here, especially when they're fighting the kaiju, looks crazy good. Because another thing I forgot is, each person has their own type of like soul, like type of weapon thing. So the main character, she uses a katana, but there's another girl that uses like her fist. She has weapons as her fist. Other one has like a weapons like as shoes, whatever. So there's people, they use different stuff. And like I said, there's guys and girls that are all fighting here, fight the different kaiju and all that. And just know, when they fight a human kaiju, ooh, it's kind of nuts. And when they might fight somebody that's from the parallel world, there's some crazy battles that happen there too. But yeah, if you've read this, let me know how you feel about it. If you've not read it, you should pick it up and read it. Either you can buy it physically or you can read the chapters online, because trust me, it's a really good manga and I enjoyed it a lot. I can't wait for volume 4, but I'm probably going to try and read ahead online just to see what all happens. But it's so damn good, and I really like the world that it's coming from. Like I said, there is a lot of spiciness to it, but beside that, it's a really good story. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, why not like? If you didn't, you could dislike, subscribe, you really enjoyed. But yeah, this was a really good, I really messed with this series heavily. I can't wait to read more and all that. But yeah, if you've read it, let me know how you feel about it. If you've not read it, you should check it out, because like I said, it's a really good read though. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next video though. Bye.